Hey everyone, how are you? Welcome to the channel. My name's Richard. About 10 months ago I got this particular car, the Skoda Rapid, and I made a quick video on it and how much it cost, which was £5,700 with 68,000 miles on the clock. And I've had a few messages recently about A, do I still have the car? And B, how much is it costing to run? And I've done a few calculations, and well, but first question, yes, I do still have the car, and it's been absolutely fine. The only thing I've done is I got my engineer son to give it a service. That cost £150, including a fee to him, and that included the fuel filter and everything, and the pollen filter and everything that it should have had. It doesn't need a cam belt yet. It's got another 3 years before it needs a cam belt. You put a cam belt in these, the 1600 diesel, every 10 years, or is it 160,000 miles? That's why taxi drivers love these cars. Yeah, always go for a car that a taxi driver loves. So I bought this for £5,700. It's got something like 68,000 miles on it. It's now got 78,000 miles on it, or just a bit under. And so I've done 10,000 miles. Most of my trips are, generally speaking, around a little town, and that I sometimes go out to the coast like everybody else does at the weekend, sometimes. Or I'll go and have a look at something in another city which I'm buying off Marketplace or something like that. And once a month do I go from my hometown, which is near Stoke-on-Trent, down to Milton Keynes, which is where my office is based. I work from home, so I don't do that much mileage, and this car makes sense to me. A year ago I was going to buy the MG4 electric vehicle, and that was I think that was going to cost me about £250 a month, with something like a large deposit. I can't remember what the deposit was, but it wasn't low, on a PCP agreement, and I decided against it because the money didn't seem to work out right. So £250 over 3 years would be what? That's let me have a look. 3,000. That's 9,000. Yeah, that's £9,000 in total over a year, plus the deposit, which let's say it was £3,000, so that's £12,000, and then I'd have to hand the car back, and then or get another car, and that just didn't. The numbers just didn't stack for me. I know for some people it does stack, but personally it just didn't stack for me. So I went and bought this car, got it for a really good price. It's a really nice car. It was a bit dirty inside, but that's all been cleaned, and everything's absolutely fine. It's absolutely spotless inside. The engine is perfect. Also, a note on that: a friend bought an MG4. He doesn't live in this town. About a year ago, and he's tried to upgrade it to another car, or side shift to another car, and his trade-in value on the £27,000 car that he bought is now £13,000. And he can't sell it. He can't sell it privately. He just can't sell it. He just won't sell. So there's something to consider there. So he's lost over 50% of the value of his car in 1 year. That's an electric vehicle. Yeah, he's lost 50%, more than 50%. It's absolutely bizarre. So that makes me think, well, it's another good reason not to buy one. Don't know what's happening with the EV market. The second-hand or trade-in is just non-existent. But so that's the current thing. So I've actually worked it out. So based on the MOT that it had a couple of weeks ago, and the service, so the MOT was £50, and the service £150, and the fuel to travel an average of 50, I've worked it out, an average of 50 miles per gallon, for general journeys over that period of time, and I'm being very conservative here. I'm being really conservative, and including the road tax, which is something like £30 a year. £30 a year, it's nothing. Not including the insurance, because that changes for everybody. But the running cost for this is, for me, is working out at about £133 a month, which is not a lot, relatively speaking. So I had the outlay of 5,700, and now it's costed me £133 a month to run, and that is about it. And that includes fuel. Yeah, that includes fuel, of course. On longer trips, I'm getting about 65 miles per gallon, which is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The reason, if you've got this far, one of the reasons why I bought, why I wanted to get rid of some cash, is because of inflation. Now, inflation's claimed at now. I mean, we're in August 2023. It's claimed at 6-odd%. That's just not true. I mean, the 5,700 I spent 10 months ago has lost 20% of its buying power today. So, if I was buying this car today, it would be 5,700 plus 20%. Which just doesn't sell. It doesn't make sense at that price. But the inflation has absolutely killed the economy in the UK, and the interest rate rises are just having no effect. People are still spending their money, and that's absolutely fine as well. I'm not going to get political on that. But the reason why I knew 10 months ago that the value of my cash would diminish, so I thought I'll get something that will last me 3 years plus until we get out of this financial problem at a global level and at a national level within the UK, and I shall run it until it either falls apart, which it won't do, because I'll be looking after it, or when I need to swap it for something that I would more prefer to drive, like a Porsche or something like that. So, and I mean a Porsche, I got rid of the Porsche. Well, I didn't get rid of it. The Porsche was doing between 20 and 30 miles per gallon, and £1.50 for a litre of fuel. I refused to pay that. I refused to pay that, so hence got this car, which is much more economical. So that's one of the main reasons. It was to get rid of some cash, which I knew would lose value over the time period of 10 months, and it has lost a lot of value. So, if you've got cash, be very careful. You're losing buying power. So what was £5,000 a year ago, your buying power has plummeted today, and that's why I bought this. And just wait out the storm from a financial perspective until the global market settles back down again. I bought this coffee. I've just bought this coffee from Costa Coffee. £4.10 for a coffee. Wow, that's an incredible price. It's an incredible price. However, that's okay. And it is nice coffee. I'd love to know what your thoughts are and where you are regarding your next vehicle choice, or if you're selling an EV and having problems, or have you sold your EV and found out that the trade-in value was as bad as what my colleague is experiencing, or have you gone and bought something like this Skoda Rapid or a Skoda Fabia with a diesel engine, and are you glad you bought it? As I understand it, Skoda owners in the UK are the happiest car owners across all of the manufacturers. Now, I know Skoda is part of the Volkswagen Audi group, and that's okay. And they produce great cars if you look after them and service them, and they will last forever if you look after and service them. One of the challenges today is with PCP agreements where they're only 3 years long. People buy a PCP car that they couldn't have really afforded, and then find out they can't afford the service costs, so they don't get serviced. And then they come available on the market 3 years later when they're traded in by that first owner, and then they're not as reliable as they should do because they weren't serviced. You know, that's how it goes. I hope you found this useful, and if it's meaningful to you, then comment below, or feel free to contact me like others have done directly on my email address. You can find out my email address easily, so don't worry about that. And let's take it from there. Have a great day. Hopefully the UK summer will come very soon. It's terrible weather. I think everybody's appreciating terrible weather at the moment, and the grass is so green. It should be yellow at this moment in time. It should be yellow, but it's absolutely lush green with all this rain that we're having, and it's growing like crazy, which it shouldn't be doing, but it is what it is. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, give me a like, it really does matter, and I'll see you very soon. Have a great day. See you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.